Hello and welcome to Cornish Walking Trails. Today we're at the Eden Project. In this week's video, if you've never been before, it is quite an extraordinary place. Puts a smile on my face.
Honest review of what you get for your money right now.
Oh, it stinks.
It smells like dead mice.
I honestly do not know what to say. I'm shocked, dismayed. Pay £42 to come and see a dandelion.
Every weed in the world.
Welcome to Weeden.
Broken, working, broken. What's going on here?
We're here today at the Eden Project. We wanted to come and have a look around. We haven't been for a while. Are there any changes? And we were a bit concerned that we've seen one or two negative comments going through online, and this is our premier attraction. I love the Eden Centre. I love what it stands for. I'm maybe a closet eco-warrior. This place has nothing in the closet about being an eco-warrior. So let's go and see why there are some negative comments going through about Eden.
Absolutely amazing. A must see. Good, but very expensive.
Disappointing. Employ some proper gardeners.
Lost ethos.
Food is a huge disappointment.
Insulting pricing. The Eden Project is a couple of miles outside of St Austell in Cornwall. It is the world's largest indoor rainforest and opened in 2001 after receiving funding as a Millennium Project. Overall, the Eden Project cost £141 million to complete. Looking at where some of that money came from, the Millennium Commission weighed in with £37.5 million, which came from National Lottery funding. Did you know that since the Eden Project opened in 2001, it has generated more than £2 billion for the regional economy?
The current score on TripAdvisor for the Eden Project is 4 stars, but after a closer look, it has a score closer to 3 at 3.35 since January this year, with even high-scoring reviews acknowledging that it is expensive. The Eden Project in Cornwall is our most visited tourist attraction and a personal favourite of mine. With its jewel-like faceted domes, most people have heard of it, and it will be on many bucket lists of places to visit. With it being on our doorstep, we felt compelled to visit for ourselves to see if the reviews were true. Surely it can't be that bad. Has the jewel in Cornwall's crown begun to fade?
I'm so excited. Guess where we're going today? We're going to take you to paradise. Oh, aren't we lucky? We're going to the Eden Project.
Eden is built within an old china clay pit resembling a bowl, so there is a walk down to the entrance. And on quiet days the shuttle bus does not run. There are plenty of charging points for electric cars, and it is closer to the entrance for those lucky enough to have one. Some of the comments tell of long queues to get in despite prepaid tickets, and from our observation there is no fast track for prepaid tickets. But we went through in about 3 minutes.
Ja gut, für Menschen, die hier wohnen, die hier regelmäßig hingehen, ist das natürlich dann auch eine praktische Sache, ne? Immer wieder hier.
Returning to those more negative TripAdvisor comments, we've identified some common threads, which include that it is expensive now, it's full of weeds, tired and worn out, it's lost its ethos, has become preachy and no longer innovative, and that repeat visitors are not going to return. Let's take a look at price first. Tickets on the gate are £42 for an adult, £16 for a child. There is no family ticket. Online prices are cheaper. Eden offers a locals pass at half price, and you can buy tickets through Tesco Club Card also at half price. All tickets allow re-entry for a year. We'll check out food prices later. With Eden's reputation for being innovative and inspiring through education, what are we going to see? And as we go round, we'll remember things like, is it weedy, tired, no longer innovative? Let's find out. If, like me, you love gardens and you love plants, you'll have heard of the Eden Project. You've probably heard of the Eden Project regardless, because of those biomes. Fantastic structures, quite engineeringly unique in our generation, and they caused quite a thing when they went up. Noticing quite a few weeds in the flower bordings. I mean, yeah, fair enough, further back, but all the way down through, first impressions are that it's not being as well maintained. What are you doing?
Filming the weeds. I got these in my garden at home. I didn't have to pay £42 to film the weeds in my garden at home.
Is this the type of day you're in for?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gosh, never seen it look like this. I would have pulled those out if they were in my garden. Oh, and bindweed. More bindweed. Yeah, that's not looking too good, Eden. What do you think?
Fine specimen of bindweed, yeah?
Yeah.
Got that in my garden at home. It's a bugger of. Oh, sorry, no, sorry.
And there's no rewilding kind of get out notices, if you know what I mean. To be fair, there was one notice up by the visitor centre saying that that area was under redevelopment. But there's been lots of brambles poking up through the hedges that haven't been clipped recently. Nice bramble. And that's ragwort. Cornish gold, is it sometimes called? Yeah, it is really weedy. I know we've had a wet spring, it's difficult to keep on top of things, but gosh, this poor yew hedge is starting to fail. It's covered in bindweed and ivy. Oh gosh, look at that side of it. It's all but dead. Come on, Eden, what's going on?
Well, again, foxgloves are doing really well in my garden this year. And I haven't touched it all yet.
And they're the native ones because they're purple and white, aren't they? We've got those in our garden.
That thing's horrible.
Yeah, it's a weed.
Yeah.
There's a cow parsley fighting with the Japanese anemones.
It's just grass.
And that's just grass. And the poor geranium behind. What is going on? I'm confused and dismayed. It's awful.
So their strapline for this place is Paradise Found.
Paradise Found?
Where is it?
Yeah.
Right. This is their new strapline?
Yes.
What's going on here?
Yeah, I noticed that a moment ago. What's
going on here?
So first impressions, what do you think?
Unkept.
Yeah.
Bit unloved, maybe.
Tatty.
Yeah, tatty. People watch this and think, oh yeah, you've just set out this morning, you've come up there to make a video to slag Eden.
I
don't want to. I've been in many times. I've had lovely times here before. We've been up at Christmas before, haven't we? And it's always a pleasure. There's always something new to see, and I do like Eden, and it is our premier attraction, isn't it? I think you said
proud of Eden. You know, it's nothing like it at the moment in the country.
No,
is there?
this is just poor. You know, you have to walk down from the visitor centre to come to the Biomes. This is the bit you walk through, and it is first impressions, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just looks a bit sad. And when you combine it with the cost of getting in, which isn't cheap, is it?
No.
It's an expensive day out. You kind of expect a bit more.
Pay £42 to come and see a dandelion.
Every weed in the world.
I honestly do not know what to say. I'm shocked, dismayed. Oh, this is sad. It's going to take a good couple of days to weed all that out. So that's obviously needing a bit of attention. Those sorts of buildings do, granted, but this is all first impression stuff, and I'm bewildered. I love this place and I want it to succeed for Cornwall. It's one of our premier attractions. It attracts the most number of visitors here. It's important, it's right. Let's hope it gets better.
Just needs a clean. Just pressure wash it down, clean it up a bit.
Oh gosh, it is looking all a bit tired. Ah, 9 stack, but it looks like there's a piece missing. And this one's damaged.
Broken, working, broken.
I think it's safe to say Eden has a few problems with weeds, and it is starting to look tired and worn out. Before we bore you to death with weeds, let's move on to the food. Eden has 5 cafes, 1 at the entrance, 1 in the core, and 3 throughout the biomes. In addition to that, at busy times there are some pop-up ones. Let's see what people are saying about the cafes.
The food at Eden attracts mixed reviews. Amy C says, "Food is a huge disappointment."
Pebbles 201 says Eden is a high street of coffee shops. Other comments mention the queues and recommend a packed lunch. In fact, that is what we do, because gluten-free, in our experience, has been a bit hit and miss at Eden. Let's take a look and see what's on offer this year. Here are your options for eating and drinking. So Biome Kitchen, that's hot food, where we have some gluten-free options. Mediterranean Terrace, that's a pizzeria basically. The baristas, hot drinks and some snacks. There isn't any ice cream in the barista station, you've got to go upstairs. And there's another cafe in Core Play. Okay, it's no gluten-free bread by the looks of it. That's all standard bread.
Just looking at the other restaurant here.
Yeah.
There was options in there you could have had for gluten-free.
Oh,
There was a Thai green curry I noticed, I think it was £9.50, or you could have an Eden salad.
lovely.
Yeah.
So gluten-free is catered for, even if it is a hot meal. So that would cost me a tenner plus
Yeah,
a drink,
there was more
wouldn't
than a
it?
couple of options
So
there,
that'd
to be
be
honest with
about
you.
£15 a head.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a piece of cake on top, pushing it.
Yeah.
closer
Oh,
to
I've got to film the
22.
sausage, hang on.
We know, don't we, that Eden can be a bit hit and miss for me, so we brought our own.
Yeah, we actually made our own sandwiches at home this morning from
Yeah.
the cake. We
Yeah.
put a couple of cakes and coffees.
Yeah,
But again, you've done that because you know you can't eat
I know
anything
that
here, isn't it?
generally it's hit or miss. If you're enjoying our video, don't forget to like, maybe leave a comment, and subscribe for more videos about walks and days out in Cornwall. There's 2 biomes here at Eden. The rainforest, which is really warm, which is why we've got quite light clothing on, and the Mediterranean biome, which stimulates the Mediterranean. We're going to go into the rainforest biome first. It's my favourite. I love it. I love the atmosphere in there. It's really quite heady. It's quite humid, and it's just so different to Cornwall. The Eden Project has always tried to educate people through the biomes how our consumerism is destroying habitats like this. Deforestation. Every 11 seconds an area of rainforest this size is destroyed. And it becomes sterile, parched. Dr. Owen Roberts visited in May this year and gave it 3 stars. He says good but very expensive. The very preaching approach is also a bit tedious, especially as most people who will go will already be environmentally aware. As we wander through the biomes, we'll keep an eye out for things that we notice that are new or innovative. Also, those educational messages. I love this experience. Already I feel hot. So be prepared. If you've never been before, it is quite extraordinary. You suddenly feel transported to another world in here. recently they introduced birds, native birds, to the biomes, and this is just a reminder that they've got some chicks. So it looks as though they've introduced quite a few little creatures into the biomes since our last visit, so I'm dying to see one. I'll keep a keen lookout. So we're now entering Southeast Asia, explore the tropical fruit and vegetable garden around the Malaysian house, which grows daily essential foods, from foods to medicines. Look out for giant bamboos, exotic gingers and carnivorous pitcher plants. Oh, aren't you beautiful? Oh. I've seen both. The hen is in the shrubs over there.
Oh, really?
Yes. Haha.
It's cool, isn't it?
Aren't they cute? For the male and the female. I could go home there.
It's really impressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're obviously very happy in here.
They've got the environment
They
right,
have,
haven't they?
I've just
Yeah.
sussed this out, by the way.
Right.
So obviously in here, they're replicating what's like in Africa and in South America, aren't they?
Yeah.
This is a rainforest.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the Mediterranean one, you've also got all the Mediterranean area.
Yeah.
All that planting we saw outside when we first arrived, that was the Cornish planting, wasn't it? All
Yeah,
the
they
weeds.
haven't got grips with that one yet, have
No.
they? Hibiscus doesn't really thrive in our county outside. That's stunning. This place puts a smile on my face.
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky enough, we've been here quite a few times. And,
Yeah.
and it's not really changed very much over the years, other than the fact everything's just grown, isn't it?
Yes, it's become a habitat, hasn't
And when you
it? And that's
first
what's
used
so
to walk
impressive.
around here, all you could really notice was the biome,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
And now,
That's
you don't
in the
really,
background.
it is, isn't it? It just blends in, it's almost like it's supposed to be here.
Yeah, that structure took centre stage,
Yes.
didn't it? Now it's the plants. And we're here at a time when they're opening with flowers and they've got new growth and they look luxuriant and, oh, full of life.
It's still impressive.
It is. This is new. And I have indoor shower feature. Oh, cool. So this must be about their education side, educating children about water cycle and yep, how clouds build, how thunderstorms brew, and then you get the rain. Cools it down, doesn't it?
Thought I was home again.
So we are still innovating, still continuing that education theme. Are you getting warm now?
Yeah, it's probably mine.
It is, isn't it? Hard work.
Did you notice there was a cool room?
Yeah, yeah. Just in case
All the
anyone
cool
feels a
people
bit
hang
funny.
out. Perhaps I need to go down there.
Make it bounce. Woo. The stabilisation on the camera is pretty taking it all
Feeling
away.
slightly drunk.
Yes, oh dear, so am I. Don't like it.
How did you get in front of me?
Have you not been up here? I think it's always been something extra to pay for in the past, hasn't it?
Oh, okay. This
Looks like it's free now,
Go in.
or part of your entry fee. Okay.
It wobbles more there.
I think it gets more stable as you get to the round thing.
The round
Yeah.
thing, at the top. This structure is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to do a selfie.
Oh, come on. Okay.
Oh, it's incredible. How did they do this? It's brilliant.
It's 30 metres up apparently.
Oh, what is it up here?
You can't get much higher, can you?
No.
Almost reach the top up there. Oh, your feet stopped wobbling. Your legs.
Head stopped spinning.
That's fun, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's worth doing.
Loved it. Loved it.
Fantastic view up there.
Did you not see that?
No, I missed that.
There's about 7 or 8 of them in that shed there.
Little geckos, little
Yeah.
lizard thing.
Yeah, and there's one little boy absolutely fascinated. Dad was trying to pull him away all the time. No, he wasn't going. He was going to find every single one. It's just engaging him. It's brilliant.
We wanted to take him away and show him the great big snake that's over there. You're in a snake.
Very on board on the message, the eco-warrior message. Attention sustainable shoppers. Over 90% of tropical deforestation is driven by agriculture. You can make a big difference through the products you choose to buy. So should we just buy local? Or should we buy fair trade for the stuff that isn't produced locally? It's a difficult one, isn't it? This looks like it's sponsored by the tea pop-up, which is why you've got this shape everywhere. So they must have some tie-in here. Oh yeah, look. Does bring it back to a bit of commercialism, and in a minute we're going to leave this area and enter that food hall again before we go to the Mediterranean biome. So for me, the biome, the rainforest biome, hasn't lost any of its appeal. It's amazing. I love that experience. Just coming outside before we go into the Mediterranean one, just to cool off a bit. Eden's website describes the Mediterranean biome as experience sights, scents and stories from the Mediterranean, California, South Africa and Western Australia. With the sweet aromas of herbs in the air, you'll take an unforgettable journey through a paradise of brightly coloured flowers. Can't you smell that? Oh, it's foul.
Ooh, yeah.
We're going to go through this bit.
I think it eats flies. Oh, it stinks.
It smells like dead mice.
Very, yeah, pungent. That is quite a display behind you.
So this biome is quite a bit smaller
Yeah.
than the rainforest one, isn't it? But I do like this one. It's just
do
really
too.
pleasant just walking around, isn't it? And
It's not
there's a lot more colour in this one as well. There's a lot
Yeah.
more plants
Yeah.
to see.
Thousands of turtles rely on Mediterranean beaches for nesting. Turtles can get entangled in plastic fishing nets, and they eat plastic fragments for foods. So talking about the coastal Mediterranean, I'm surprised that they haven't linked it back to us in Cornwall. It's one thing that the Eden doesn't do very well. It's one thing that the Eden Project maybe misses on, is the relating it back to Cornwall, because we have our own issues here with ecology, especially of plastics in the sea and on our beaches, so they could really impact locally more. It's worth noting that the Med Terrace restaurant is a pizzeria, and the smell of the food does permeate the whole biome at meal times. Is that a good thing? I don't know.
Fancy an ice cream?
Oh yes, please.
Single scoop or double scoop?
Oh, I'm so hot. Double one, please.
Do you want a flake in it?
Yeah.
Can I have £4.95 then, please?
Wow, a tenner for 2 ice creams.
Well, £9.90. Don't want one? Oh, okay.
So it could get to feel as though around every corner there's a little cafe asking you to spend a little bit more. Before we leave, let's have a look at the third common thread that we identified, that Eden's lost its ethos, become preachy and no longer innovative. Mrs. Fee, who visited in May 2024, says 3 stars, the ethos of the project has been lost by the need of commercial viability. When Eden opened, it was a pioneer in encouraging recycling cafe waste. Yes, when this first opened, the recycling message was a real big part. We've never seen individual bins for different types of waste, have we?
No, it was new, wasn't it?
It was all new, and it's like, oh wow, what do I do?
But now it's just standard wherever you go. That's the sort of thing you're going to see, isn't it?
So McDonald's do it, and then you've got signs like this about locally sourced ingredients. Well, we've been to several cafes
Well, and also
that do the same
minimising the
thing,
food waste, recycling.
Yeah.
But this is standard now, isn't it? So in a way, I mean, is this because they were forerunners with this, and now they've managed to change people's perceptions and the way that people act?
But what's next? What comes next? What's new and innovative next? You know, you've done that.
Yeah, push
What's
the boundary
next?
again.
Yeah. Eden has always been known for education, and one of its messages was to encourage pollinators like bees. Lavenders do that perfectly. I've always admired Eden's lavenders. They trim them into balls, but heck. Oh, come on, Eden. They've lost one there, and another one's gone there. So, Andrew, how many dead lavender plants can you see?
I think one there.
One there.
2.
2.
That's
3.
fucking great. 4,
4.
5,
5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Lots.
23 at least.
Yeah. I think you have to look as though you care about your own message before anybody is going to take any notice of it. So living locally, this appears on the news from time to time. The Eden Project does make headlines. This week it's been in the news for the Big Lunch, which is one of its charities. But at other points it's been in the news for being loss-making after COVID broke out and visitor numbers fell. And it's also been in the news for laying off staff. So I'm beginning to wonder if these little signs saying beds are under redevelopment is because they haven't got enough staff and they can't afford to pay them anymore. Because there's swathes of it. It's not one little bit.
I mean, this might be the case.
Yeah,
It may well be the case, but it's happened like wherever we've looked today.
I know. And if half the site is under redevelopment, you've only got half to see, so should your ticket price be half the price? You could look in any Cornish field to kind of see this view.
Why don't you save yourself the effort and save yourself a shed load of money and go to your local park and have a look at the flower displays instead?
Yeah, I know where there's a good one. Boscawen Park or Princess Pavilions in Falmouth.
Yes.
Both of those are beautiful municipal planted gardens that
Boscawen Park
grass
in
is
Truro.
trimmed,
Yeah.
you can have a picnic there, there's benches.
I might set up a stall there when people go in and take £42 off them. Eden was the brainchild of Tim Smit, and we were interested to know how he feels about Eden these days. We found an article in Mr. Feelgood. And he said, I actually think Eden as it was has come to an end. He says it was inspired by the idea of taking a place as derelict as you can find, a sterile clay pit, where the alternative use was a landfill site, and bring it to life. And he goes on to say, basically, he says, we've just got to be brutal, and if in another 20 years, if we're still just the world's #1 in this area, and we've still got 1.1 million people coming each year, how shit is that? How shit would it have been to build a project, the purpose of which was to change the way people thought about the world, and end up falling into the same trap of measuring your success by your turnover and your profitability?
Yeah, I don't know about you, but it is a consumer centre. You've got your shops, your cafes. It is about buying a ticket, the experience, and consuming it.
Yeah, and from that point of view, it feels like another theme park.
Yeah, but without any rides.
Yeah, but you have an attraction. You have two big attractions to walk around
Yeah.
there, don't you? To me, it stinks a bit of complacency.
Yeah.
Taking your eye off the
Boredom.
ball
He's
a bit.
bored with it. He's done what he
And
can.
they've got
He's
these other
done what he
projects
wanted
that they're
to do.
planning to do elsewhere,
Yeah.
isn't it? And
Yeah.
maybe they've taken their eye off the ball a little bit with this.
Maybe. So where does Eden go from here? Well, perhaps we'll be here next year to find out.
Sarah, this place could really do a bit of a lift. Oh, here's one.
They still look amazing. Oh, I do love this place. Get it sorted, Tim Smit. Get it sorted, said Tim. I'll come out. So one of the common threads in the TripAdvisor comments, the more negative side of things, was that people have been visiting for years and are now not going to come back because of the price increase. So are you one of those people? We'll probably come back because we've got a local resident and we've got our pass, and I do love it still, but it is getting more expensive every year. Top tip, wear comfortable shoes. There is a lot of walking. Today, even though it's hot, the park and ride bus isn't running because they haven't opened the higher car parks. They're not expecting enough visitors to make it worthwhile. So it's a walk uphill.
It's a good job we like walking.
I'm so hot, so tired, but I've had a wonderful day. I must admit, to me, Eden is worth it.
I know we'll be back.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah.
I just know we'll end up coming back.
I want to come back and see if they've done anything about those weedy flower beds. I like your joke. Welcome to Weedon.
Oh, thank you.
Say cheese.
Say no. Say no.
So before we came here, we did have a look through some of the TripAdvisor comments and Google reviews, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, again, TripAdvisor, you can never quite trust it,
take
can
it with
you?
a pinch of salt.
Sometimes you read them and think, really, have you actually been to that place? Is it really like that? But then others, you think, oh yeah, they've put a lot of time into and effort into putting those comments in, so they wouldn't do it without a reason, would they? And I think you were saying that it scores 4 out of 5 in total.
Yeah.
But I think since the beginning of the year, I mean, we're now at the start of June, we worked it out, it was about 3.3, I think.
Yeah,
or 3.35,
it isn't as good
like
as it's showing.
No. So is there a reason for that? That's
Well,
what we came here to have a look at today, wasn't it?
What's your
really?
gut instinct? Is it as good as it's been in the past?
No.
No. It's
No.
untidy, it's tired.
It is tired, and I think they've taken their eye off the ball here a little bit.
I
Wouldn't take
have
much to
agree.
bring it back up to the
No,
right standard.
no.
And I think the biomes themselves, which is the main attraction, the
Yeah.
main reason you come here,
Yeah.
I think everything within that, to my mind,
It's
is
top
looking
notch.
really good.
Yeah.
It's just
the
everything
outside.
else around it, which is letting it down a bit, isn't
Although
it?
they have paid a bit of attention to where you eat outside the biomes, that's looking really good, isn't it? But the rest of it, I mean, there was one bit that you could have just looked over a fence in Cornwall and it could have been any field in Cornwall.
It's realistic.
Yeah, perhaps that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
But there is no explanation that they're going to rewilding or anything like that, so you have to take it as read, and I think it's looking a little bit untidy and a bit tired.
Have you been recently? Have you had your holiday in Cornwall in the last 12 months? Have you been here? What's your opinion? Is it just us?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
What would you score it? CWT score?
Well, before I came here today,
Yeah,
because I've
yeah.
been here so many times before, I was going to
It's
give
always
it.
going to be a 5 out of 5.
Well, I
for
was
me.
going to give it a 4
Oh, okay.
before I
fair
came
enough.
here today. I'm struggling to get to 3 at the moment. I'm at a 2.5.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess with the cost, if you can get it on your Tesco Club card vouchers and reduce the cost down, then yeah, it will be a local and get the locals pass. Yes, it makes it more reasonable, but I guess would I pay £42? It'd be £84 for us to get in today.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay that for it.
Yeah, I think I would probably give it a 3 out of 5. One, marking it down for the high ticket cost, and secondly because the outside is just so poor.
I'm glad you gave it a 3 because I can actually work that out now. So it's a combined 2.75 out of 5 on our CWT scale. So we've been to a few Cornish attractions over the last 12 months, and we've done similar types of videos. And we've tried to put an honest review of what you get for your money right now if you came to visit.
Yeah. So is it worth it? Let us know. Until next time, we'll see you soon.
Bye. Won't be invited back.